Hello friends, welcome to another session with me. I am Sanyukta Saxena and today we will be taking our journey a little forward and again draw another tile with the patterns with the tangles, cubine and paradox, right? So we have already done a couple of tiles now. These are the three tiles that we have already drawn, right? So taking our journey forward, I'll again today we will draw together another tile, explore the patterns a little more. Yeah, so let us get started. I will be using my O1 and I'm going to draw the grid of a tangle called FICOP. Yeah, it is a tangle by CZT Laura Harms, and I'm going to draw that grid just the way we draw for FICOP, right? Or you have seen this grid many a times, just like Fangle, just like Wells, right? So I am drawing these curved lines emanating from the center point like this, right? And then I am going to come down here like this at a sharp angle. So if we draw the tangle FICOP we in a circle, then this is the way we draw it, right? And then we join these, right? So in the original tangle this section is generally inked, but I'm not going to ink it completely, right? So I'm going to add cubine there, somewhere hidden but still showing a little, right? So just adding this triangle shape, one part of the inner square that is showing, most of it is hidden, right? And this section we will again go with the tangle paradox. So try breaking the lines a little since we have not done till now, right? So I'm going to try break the lines a little bit. So I just added some bit of highlight while drawing my lines for the paradox. You might want to make this line a little bolder. Or you can use a bolder nib. Both are fine. Right? And then again, you can try breaking the lines a bit, not necessary. Yeah, again the same exercise. So spaces are small, take your time and slowly aura each section. Yeah, so we have done one. Now I'm going to add another one in the same fashion. Probably we will use a bolder nib like O8 to draw the main curves, so it shows clearly. Yeah, probably one odd here. So I'm just drawing randomly not thinking much where what, starting close here. Yeah, so I think this should be enough. So again, come back, just the way we do for tangle. We also draw somewhat similar stroke for drawings also, so very familiar stroke. Yeah, again we will complete all of them. Right, and the last one. Right, so let us now do the same exercise for all. As I showed to you in the first one. Take your time and slowly create a small little hidden cubine. Inside all, and then we can add the paradox. Yeah, so I have now started adding the paradox inside each section, just like the way I did for the first one. So slowly take your time. And add paradox inside each of these sections. Yeah, something like this. Again, moving on to the third one. Next one. So continue in the same fashion. Slowly draw the tangle paradox inside each of the section. Take your time. Rotate your tile if you are not comfortable drawing lines in all three directions without rotating or moving your hand. That's okay. Perfectly fine. Yeah, and the last one. So I finished that exercise. Now I'm going to add some ribbons like this, right? And add some aura like this, and add cubine, some more of cubine like this. Right, so real fun. Just add a light aura, close aura, So I'm going to play around like this, just add some zigzag lines. Insert Cubine. Yeah. Whatever spaces you have, just go with that. Then a slight aura. Right? Probably a few here. Right? Something here. I'm just randomly adding these bands kind of, right? So I'll just add Cubine inside all, the same way I showed you. Yeah. So I am almost finishing here. On the last section, adding Cubine on those ribbon kind of wavy shapes that I have done. Yeah. So now the leftover spaces, let us first introduce some color. So I'm using my green brush pen here and I'm going to be adding some colors. Yeah. One small little section left here. Yeah. So I'm just going to add some color and I think I'm going to blend it with water. Right, so just dab, don't add too much, and then take some water in your brush or your brush pen and just, at times it blends very well, at times it doesn't, so just wet it and then dab your brush pen. You can also use your color pencil, whatever you feel like. Right, so let's use a different shade of green. So I don't want a very even finish, that's why I am doing like this. So I am almost finishing here, again adding the darker shade at the edges. Right, and probably here also a little touch, and then using my lighter brush pen, so you can blend with water, you can blend with the lighter brush pen, whatever you feel comfortable with. Right, so small little spaces here and there, you can go back, add the greens. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I give it 2 minutes to dry up. So the color has now dried up and I'm now going to add some organic tangles, right, to go with my Paradox and Cubine. So let us add some free flowing flux here. You can add any other pattern of your choice, or maybe we can explore different patterns here. That's okay. Yeah, so I'm going to continue probably the smaller sections. We can go with the tangle flux, and then we can add something else in the bigger sections. Let's see. Right, so that's another section. Let us add it here also. So take your time, pick up a tangle of your choice and just play around with it. So tipple and flux go hand in hand. Wherever we draw flux, tipple also steps in. Right, probably one more section we will draw the tangle flux. Big petals, big balloon like shapes. Looks so pretty when drawn behind. So take your time, enjoy each stroke. Don't be in a hurry. Yeah, so rest of the section you can either leave it empty, even that will look nice, or you can add some other pattern. Let us see what do we want to add. Probably I will go with some ravel. So choose a pattern of your choice. Fill up the rest of the spaces. And then add some auras. So I'm now adding auras. On all four sides. So So you can call this a fragment, you can call it the pattern ravel, whatever you feel like. You can add this pattern, you can add any other pattern. Yeah, again, probably just add one here. Similarly here. Yeah, so same thing I'm going to do for all the empty spaces now. One or two more left. Yeah, so I'm now on the last one, or eyeing my last ravel. So spaces are tiny, just take your time, add each line with full deliberation. Yeah, so I think we are about done. Yeah, so let us now move on to shading. So I'm first going to highlight my peacocks or flowers, add graphite on this line. Right, so I'm going to do that for all. Highlight this grid around which we have drawn our paradox flower. Yeah, and the last one here. Yeah, so let us slowly blend it without blending too much. So one side of the cubine is automatically colored, so we need not do anything as far as the cubine is concerned. Spaces are small, so take your time and slowly blend the graphite. So they start looking like overlaps. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I've added some thick graphite to highlight that line so that these lines, these sections look like going under. That's generally the way to shade your peacocks. Yeah, and the last one here. right? And then a touch on these. So I'm just going to add on one side and it will automatically, yeah. Don't add too much because you have small spaces and you don't want the entire thing gray. Yeah, so just a slight touch, not much. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I think we are done with blending our cubine also, right? Now if you want, you can touch these a little since the orbs are big enough. So you can consider adding some shade. So just with a mild touch, blend the graphite. Don't push too much because the paper may get damaged. So take it easy. A slight light touch of your graphite on these orbs to add a nice shadow. Yeah, and a little bit here. Right, so I'm going to re-emphasize some of the lines. I'm going to add one more layer of aura. I mean redo the aura line, right, because a lot has happened since we first aura'd it, so might as well redo the lines. It's always a good idea. Yeah, so I'm just repeating the outer aura. Yeah, I think we are more or less done. Right, so now pick up your chalk pencil and add some highlights here and there, especially on these. If it shows, at times it doesn't work on the colors. or less done. A little in the center of these flux. You can also add some graphite on two sides. Highlight these sections. Not much, just touch. The colors, the shades are already adding a lot, so we don't need to do much. The edges are already dark green, right? So there is actually not much need to do this exercise, but if you want you can. So I'm just showing. Just darken it a little more, adding a slight shadow. Yeah, I think we are done. So just use a different blending stump and brush off some of the chalk. Just blend it. And we are done. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to close my tile here, add my chop, sign and date it. Right, so I'll see you again with another new session. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye, take care.